Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, and today we have another opportunity to test out a reel to see if ceramic bearings make a difference. This is a reel that Eric sent in. It's the Ambassador ProMax 3600, made in Sweden. Beautiful reel. Turns nice and free and easy, but Eric's not happy with the spool speed on casting, and he's asked me if we could put the ceramic bearings in there, see if it makes a difference. So that's what we will do today. We're going to have the opportunity to show you how to take the reel apart, how to service it, and well, if you find that you want to increase the performance by reducing friction, well, then ceramic bearings are a way to go. And well, we've been doing a couple of comparatives like that over time, and well, we're going to do another one here that shows the effects that you can gain in terms of performance improvement by doing just that. So we're going to take it apart. We'll start by taking off the exterior pieces and parts, and as I do that, I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel if you like to learn about the service and repair of fishing reels, if you like to learn how to keep yours going for a long time to come, and well, on occasion, if you like to learn about the upgrades that are available to make those reels perform even better than from the factory, well, then that's what this channel is about, and I would encourage you to subscribe. If you do subscribe, I recommend that you use that notification button. That notification button will tell you when I'm posting, and you can judge for yourself as to whether that's a video that you would like to watch. Okay, we just removed the nut cap that holds on your nut and keeps it there. The E-clip, which is attached to the main post, which holds your gear post onto, or gear sleeve onto the post on the bridge. Now we're going to remove the star adjuster and tension spring. Again, this will be a full service of the reel to show you how to do the two spool bearings, to see if we can improve the performance there. Okay. Star adjuster is off, and we have a tension washer inside that we're going to leave that way for now. All right, there's two screws that are going to hold the side plate assembly on. You can back these off, they're thumb plate screws, and then we should be able to remove that. Once you remove that, the inner spool is going to be where you will be able to put your bearings in to improve performance. Okay. Once you've removed the spool, those are where the two bearings are that we're going to change out. There's one on this side, it's held in by a retainer clip. There's one on this side hiding underneath this little piece of plastic here. That's also a clip. We're going to remove that, and we can remove the clip on this side. You're going to see that this is a ring. You'll pick up the two sides right here, and just find the place where that separates. It separates over in this one corner here. So just make sure that you can pull in and up, and then walk that clip out. This is your retainer clip for that bearing. I always take my pieces and parts and put those into a parts tray. That just makes it very easy for me to know where they are when it comes time to reinstall. With that ring removed, you can remove the outer clip. Looks like bearing number one is already out, and the other one should just push through as well. Underneath this bearing, note that there is a shim there. And we can go get the replacements. This is a kit that came from Boca bearing. And this is an ABEC 7, so this is going to be about the highest you can get for a fishing reel. There is one more ABEC rating above that. That's a 9, but typically you won't find those in fishing reels. And well, just match them up, make sure that they're the same. Let's get the two shim washers that went underneath that bearing. We're going right back in with those. And then we just simply reverse the process. We take our brake ring, and then take the C-clip. Now you don't want to pull this C-clip out, you just want to walk it around. So find the groove on the one side and then just gently move it around so that it seats in that ring in the slot, and then that's it. It's a relatively simple process, but again, here's your ring on both sides of this. When you go to reinstall your brake, you're going to want to pull those brakes in. Well, the other side we mentioned just simply fell out. That was because we took the retainer clip off. So let's take that, put the retainer ring back in. Now, ceramic bearings, you do not oil them. You can put a drop of oil on there if you find that they're noisy, but typically a ceramic bearing is going to run dry, and that's going to be a way for it to reduce the friction. Let's spin this. I know it's hard for you to see because it's silver, but look at the brakes there. That was one little piece, and we're going to just let that spin until I run out of things to say. How's that? Quite an improvement, right? Okay, that's why you do ceramic bearing upgrades. I'm going to bring this back in. Just want to make sure that we put some grease onto the back end of the spool shaft. Again, the spool shaft doesn't turn, it's the spool that turns. And you can imagine the difference that's going to make. With the spool installed, it's ready to put this reel back together again. And one of the things you want to make sure as you install the side plate is that your brakes are pulled in. If you don't do that, there's a risk that you're going to trap a brake in the rim here. So what's going to happen is that if it's out, that brake can be sitting proud here. When you go to try and put that side plate on, well, it's going to just kind of cramp down. You won't be able to get the side plate on the reel. If you do, you're going to force it and the reel won't turn. Notice on this side plate that you have an opening here. That opening corresponds with the drive for your worm gear on this side. You have the other screw opening on this side, which corresponds to this stud and the free spool release lever. So let's line those up. Bring these on. I suspect what we need to do is loosen this up because you need to get the axle shaft through that little piece. We heard the snap. You see that I've removed the other pieces and parts because, well, that just generally has a rough time hitting that little catch inside the cap there. And it's a heck of a thing to try and adjust it when it's behind that star adjuster. So I'm going to tighten these two down. Let's bring the cap on now. This is your spool adjuster, so I'm going to imagine that this spool is going to fly, and well, you're going to want that adjuster to take up the slack. All right, I want to bring our star adjuster back on. And we have our tension clip. A handle nut. You know what, we can put the E-clip on right now. You don't have to wait to put that nut on. Sometimes it's easier to put that clip on ahead of that. That's going to hold everything firm to the post. Find the grooves in the post, pull it in. Most of the time, finger pressure will be enough to pull it in. Sometimes you're going to need an assist, so we'll demonstrate the assist. I use the micro pliers, find the edge of the clip, and now the clip is on. I'm going to bring the handle nut on and make sure that it is going on nice and easy, and you can turn it with hand pressure. If you can't do that, then you probably have it cross-stripped. If you have it cross-stripped, it won't seat the handle properly, And then you're going to have a problem with the hold of the handle. Over time, it's just going to loosen. Okay. And then the nut cap screw. Let's make sure that it's turning nice and easy. Let's put it into free spool. What a difference. And that's clamped down completely. If we take that off, you can see this is all set to fly. Back it off a little more, and you can just see it's hard for you to see, I know, because it's silver, but spinning it, you can maybe hear it. Just turns nice and easy with just a little flick of the thumb. You can imagine when we put some line and a lure on there, how that's going to go. This is one of those things like we showed you before. Spin it, and then talk for a while, because it's going to take a while for that to work its way back in. Well, that's it. That's a quick lesson in how to change out the spool bearings on this reel. This, again, is the Pro. It's the ProMax 3600. It's an Ambassador. It's the narrow frame reel. We didn't do the full service of that. We really wanted to use this as a demonstration on how to solve on the spool and change the bearings out there, how to improve the performance on the reel. This one's probably got a 10 or 15 or more times improvement. The sort of flick of this finger now, it just kind of flies, as opposed to one that was struggling, just moving under its own weight, if you will. So, net on this one, the hybrid ceramic bearings make all the difference in the world. It improves the performance of this reel. It will certainly enable you to cast much further and to control those casts more evenly throughout the spectrum of the type and weight of lure that you are fishing with. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. Before I leave, I want to thank our first responders, our police, fire, safety, and rescue, and everybody involved in keeping us out of harm's way. I want to thank you for watching. I want to encourage your comments. If you like the video, please like it. And again, if you like these types of videos, please subscribe. And if you do subscribe, use that notification button. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, wishing everybody a great day.